Hey Chance.
Tim, how are you?
Doing great. Thanks for fitting me in for an on-course couple holes at least. I know you're busy, so.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it. So I hear you're having issues with the starting tee shot.
It's more than just the starting tee shot. It's other tee shots as well. Other stuff that I feel like I'm encountering on the course that I wasn't. I practice on the range and I feel like I do great on the range, and then all of a sudden.
And when you're on the range, what are you practicing on the range?
Well, I mean, a lot of times just to warm up, but mostly I'm just, trying to hit the ball straight, trying to hit it out there.
All right, well, let's give you a little better game plan and get you ready to be more prepared for on the golf course tee shots and opening tee shots. So one of the first things we're going to do, we're going to decide which club we're going to use. In our first hole, we like to use a driver. It's wide open. We have out of bounds on the left. We have trees down the right. So we got to kind of pick which side of the fairway we want to miss it on, and go from there. So let's go grab our driver and go to the first tee. So one of the first things I'm looking at, Tim, is I'm looking at which side of the tee box do I want to tee off on, right?
Okay.
So relative to your ball flight, which we know you hit like a little right to left ball flight. So where do you think you should tee off? Do you think you should tee off on the right side, or do you think you should tee off on the left side of the tee box?
I haven't really thought about that, but I think probably the left side. I feel like that way I could play my right to left ball flight.
Right, so that would be, we want to play to our strengths, right? So we want to play away from the major misses, the major hazards. Okay. So out of bounds is left. So ideally we're going to tee off on the left side. It's very counterintuitive, but that's what we would like to try to do.
Okay.
So we're going to pick that out, and then we've got a nice little target line of Hogan's Alley, which is something I always love to try to hit it down, because if I can hit it down Hogan's Alley, that's usually the middle of the fairway. So let's take a visual. Let's try to line our club face up with that target line and swing down that.
All right. Do you like me taking a target visually that's like right here in front of me, or more out there in the background?
So it really depends on the opening tee shot, on the shot that you're trying to hit. Ideally, just because it's opening, let's try to pick something out a little closer to us. So you see that divot about 2 yards in front of us, and that little pitch mark?
Yeah, this one right here.
I would go a little more left of that.
Okay.
Okay.
Left of that.
So let's go a little more left of that, and really just try to have something closer where we feel a little more comfortable. We want to make sure that we take some deep breaths before we hit this shot. And I always like to make sure that I finish my backswing on the way back. That way I know that I've made a full turn.
Okay. Yeah, I don't really have, I guess I would say, I don't really use a pre-shot routine like on the range. But then I come out here and I go.
So you probably get a little frozen, you get a little stuck. So something that you should work on the range as well on the golf course is your pre-shot routine. Try to get it when it's time to actually hit the ball under 7 seconds. Something to that degree, or under 10 seconds, anything. You got to start with something, ideally. We don't need to take a lot of practice strokes. It's about being ready and swinging and hitting our target.